Welcome to Spain. I'm Luke Martin, and this is 24 hours of eating Spanish food in Madrid. So this is Plaza Mayor, the main square here in Madrid, a very large square flanked by these beautiful buildings with all these balconies, and then right in the center there's a statue of, I actually have no idea who it is, but what I do know is that it's time for breakfast here in Madrid, and breakfast in Spain is definitely not the main meal of the day, but there are a couple things that are very traditional Spanish breakfast. For breakfast today, we are having churros. Yes, churros for breakfast in Spain. That is a thing. Even though it's like a dessert everywhere else in the world, here in Spain they like to enjoy it for breakfast. Like I said, it's not a big affair, breakfast here in Spain, but there are a couple things, and churros is definitely one of the popular Spanish breakfasts. And we've come to this legendary spot called San Ginés. It's been around since 1894, so 100 years older than me, which is crazy. It's like stepping back in time when you go inside. The entire street is occupied just by this one shop, San Ginés, and they only serve churros and porras, which are similar. I'll tell you about that in a second, but first just check out the chocolate sauce that is served with this. So this is like hot chocolate, but it's nothing like Western hot chocolate, which is just like a watered down chocolate milk, basically. This is like a melted chocolate bar. Look at how thick and creamy that is. So of course you gotta dip the churros in there. Here are the beautiful little churros. So I ordered up 6 pieces, but it honestly looks like they gave me 7 pieces, I guess. Oh, bonus today. And then this is the porras, which are similar, but you can see much thicker, much fatter, almost like a Chinese youtiao. It is basically a Chinese youtiao. So let me just break this churro and then go for my first beautiful dunk into that chocolate. Oh my god, that looks so good. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
That is amazing. Wow. I mean, the churro is just a fried dough stick, so there's nothing really to write home about a churro, but the chocolate is just incredible. Even though it's so thick and creamy, it's not like a super sweet chocolate. It's probably like a dark chocolate with just a tad bit of sugar. It's definitely not too sweet whatsoever, and it just completely coats that churro. Just look at how beautiful that is. That is just a thing of beauty to dip your churro in the chocolate. 129-year-old recipe. Perfect combination. Oh my god, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try the porras, the bigger, fatter version, which looks even greasier too, to be honest. Let's dip that in the chocolate, of course. Get it completely submerged. Oh my god. There's nothing healthy about this breakfast in Spain, but it is good. Like I said, the porras is definitely oilier, greasier, but it soaks up a lot more chocolate when you dunk it in there. This is definitely not a breakfast you're going to want to have every single day, but as you can see, it's not covered in sugar and cinnamon like some churros you might see at like a night market somewhere. It's a very light, I guess I can say, version of the churro, but then with that rich, beautiful chocolate. I like the churro better than the porras. Too greasy. This is perfect. So although it's like hot chocolate, I guess you could call it, it's not the same, like I was saying, as hot chocolate back home in Canada. You're definitely not going to want to drink this chocolate. It's way too rich and creamy. It's just for dipping the churros. Sitting on the streets of Madrid, dipping churros in chocolate, perfect way to start your day. I forgot to mention, they are open every day, all night, 24/7, so you can get your churro fix at any time of day here in Madrid. So we've come to Mercado de San Miguel. This is the most famous tourist market, I guess you could say, here in Madrid. There's a lot of tourist traps in here, so we're only gonna try one place, and they have different tapas. This place that we picked called La Casa del Bacalao, which means the house of codfish. We ordered 4 different types of tapas. They're all right here. So we've got octopus, Galician style. This is the fresh sardines with smoked butter. And then we've got smoked salmon with mustard dill, I think, or just dill sauce. And then this one is the mustard honey codfish. And the name of the place, like I said, is the House of Codfish. So look, I'm gonna try this one out first, all on a little toasty piece of bread. That's really good. I love that sauce on top. It's a sweet honey mustard. Yum. The cod is really fresh and really crunchy on the bottom. This market is insane, packed with people getting their lunch. Lots of tourists, lots of students. That's a nice bite. Yum. So this one is fresh sardines on a piece of smoked butter. Let's give this a try. That's also very good, actually. If I'm being honest, I wasn't expecting much because this is such a tourist hotspot. But both of those have been really tasty so far. That butter is so creamy and smoky, but a really fresh anchovy flavor. Yum. Whew, it's crazy in here. So this one is pieces of octopus. It looks like there's a piece of cheese or something underneath there. I can't really see what's under there. And then it's covered in maybe a paprika. Yeah, it smells good. Yeah, these are awesome. Every bite is like a whole new experience. That one, there's a squeeze of lemon on top, so it's a little bit sour. I think that's a piece of cheese on the bottom, but it's not a strong cheese. And even though it's octopus, it's still quite tender. So this one is smoked salmon with the dill sauce. The heavenly combination of dill and smoked salmon, can't go wrong. Oh, it's a little sweet though. That's really good too. I gotta give it up for that sardine though. The sardines with the smoked butter, so good. Perfect combination of smokiness and saltiness with that crunchy bread on the bottom. Yeah, that's my favorite. Look at that thick slab of butter on there. Gosh, that is really good. I can recommend this place. I don't know about the other places in here, but La Casa del Bacalao, try it out. So we've left the market behind. We've come just to the other side of Plaza Mayor, and there's a place called Bar La Campana, and it sells a calamari sandwich, which is a popular street food snack, I guess you could say, here in Madrid. So you might be thinking, if you know your geography well, that Madrid is not anywhere really near any sea or ocean. It's actually in the very center of the Iberian Peninsula, but there is tons of coastline here in Spain. So every single day, fresh seafood is brought into Madrid. So you can have fresh calamari like I'm about to have, or like all those other seafoods we just tried at the market. You can have it here in Madrid, so don't worry if you're not on the coast. This place is selling, like I said, calamari sandwich, and they pack it full of calamari. Just look at how much calamari is in this sandwich. This thing is just a carb overload. I can't believe they don't put any sauce on it. I really want there to be sauce on this. It looks plain, but who knows, maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna try to take a bite of this and get everything all in one. I don't know how I feel about that. That's a little bit strange. Like I said, it's carb overload. You've got the bread, and then you've got the breaded squid on the inside, and it's freshly fried, smoking hot. It's actually not super crispy calamari. It's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's soggy, but it's a light batter, so it's pretty much just a squid. I think you could just eat it like this. Might even be better than having it with the bread. If you want to snack all day here in Madrid, maybe just get it in a cup. You can order it like in a cup or in the bread, but the bread is just such a unique snack. I had to try it out. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a really salty calamari, but like I said, I wish there was some sauce. It's not as dry feeling as I was expecting though. I'm trying to go over one more bite here. That is unique. Man, do they ever pack this thing full? I mean, he took a entire handful, like more than a handful, and shoved it in this tiny piece of bread. Is overflowing with calamari. And like I said, It could use a squeeze of lemon, maybe some sauce, but not bad. A little bit salty though. I think I'm just gonna eat the calamari and not the bread. That thing was seriously filling, but there was a ton of locals in that restaurant. So locals really love that, even though I found it's a little bit strange to have the deep fried squid inside of the bread. It was really popular with the locals. We're stuffed though, so we're gonna have to burn off some calories before we keep eating here in Madrid. So we're gonna head to the park and take a little walk around. So this is El Retiro Park, the central park of Madrid, if you will. A beautiful park, massive park, with all kinds of different things to see. Lots of fountains, there's a big pond, or I should say a lake actually. There's tons of monuments, different buildings in here. It's a really lively park. Even it's just a Tuesday, there is a ton of people here, and you can definitely come and spend a good bit of your afternoon just exploring this park. It's huge, like I said, and I think we're gonna go get some more Spanish food. So I've come to another iconic spot here in Madrid. It's called Casa Dani, and it's famous for having the best tortilla, Spanish tortilla in all of Spain. And it was voted by the people, so we have to try it out. And don't be confused if you're thinking tortilla bread. That's not the same as a Spanish tortilla. This is it right here. And if you can believe it, this is the medium size. There's a small, medium, and large. So this is insane. So it's tortilla de patata, so there's potatoes inside of it as well, and you can see it's just oozing out the side. This is you can have this all times of day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I've actually never tried this dish before, so I'm just gonna get right into it. You can also get it with or without onions. Of course, I got it with the onions. You get a nice bite with some of that creaminess. Try it. My first bite of Spanish tortilla. That is heavenly. Oh my gosh. Yum. Super creamy. Egg on the outside, but you get the potatoes on the inside. Super soft potatoes, but not like mashed potatoes. You can still feel the texture of the potatoes. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Thank you so much. And we just got a second dish. This is the Callos de la Casa. It is a stew with tripe. So stomach, cow stomach, stew, very popular here in Madrid. But oh my gosh, that tortilla is insane. It's almost like there's like cheese or cream on the inside, but I don't think there actually is. It's just so creamy. You can see it just like spilling out the side of it. Look at that. And definitely with the onions is the way to go. I love the onion flavor. It's strong too. You can taste the onions. Oh man. I'm hungry if you're gonna order the medium-sized tortilla. This thing is monstrous. So the tripe stew, a Madrid specialty. Let me get a nice piece of tripe here. Try that. Oh my God, yum. It's got like a little sourness to it, a little tart. It's not gamey at all. It's almost just tastes like fat, really. The tripe just melts in your mouth. Actually, that is seriously good. You gotta go for a dip with the bread because that sauce that's doing it is so good. Really dunk that bread. Grab a little piece of tripe. Usually not a huge tripe fan because I always find you can sort of taste the stomach, but in this case it just tastes like gelatinous, collagen, fattiness, and it really just melts in your mouth. And that stew that they have it stewing in, it's a little bit spicy and a little bit like tart or sour, maybe from the tomatoes in there. Damn, that's good. So as I was saying, this was voted the best tortilla in Spain, and it was recommended to me by Mr. James Blick of the YouTube channel Spain Revealed. So I can't say for sure because like I was saying, this is actually the first one I've ever had, but it's definitely good. And what I found out is if you put this sauce from the Callos on top of it, it gets even better. Yeah. That's a serious tortilla. I don't know if this is the best, but it's definitely the best one I've ever had, and it might be all downhill from here. Really good tortilla, but super filling with all the potato and egg. And that place, Casa Dani, is right beside another market. This market is called Mercado de la Paz. It's a much more local market than the one we went to this morning, the San Miguel. So let's explore a little bit. Just outside of Mercado de la Paz is a beautiful gourmet grocery store that is serving all kinds of different Spanish products, and one meat that you need to try in particular here in Spain is jamón de bellota. So the Spanish ham is world renowned, and jamón de bellota is a acorn ham. So the pigs are fed almost exclusively a diet of acorns. They live like kings. They run freely in the fields of Spain until, well, they end up like Louis XVI at the end, and then they are salted and cured and hung to dry for months and years, and then the final result is this beautiful, beautiful ham right here. Look at the marbling of fat on there. So we've got a plate of ham here. This is 18 euros for this plate of ham, but this stuff is like the Spanish pork wagyu, if you will. Let's try it. Oh my god, that's good. And it's not like super salty. It's actually almost a little bit sweet. Completely melts in your mouth. God, that's awesome. Have to have it with a glass of red wine. Oh man, don't leave Spain without trying this. Look at this beautiful piece of ham. But that is amazing. So much fat. It just starts to melt in your fingers. The heat of your fingers. Something a little bit light after that heavy tortilla. Oh, love it. There's some good hams in this world, like, I mean, Italy's got its prosciutto di Parma, but nothing beats jamón bellota. It is just, without a doubt, the best ham going. If there's one thing you're gonna eat, like if you're stopping in Spain for like 30 minutes, just get some jamón. So after a nice walk around Madrid and a quick afternoon siesta, we are out tonight for an early dinner here in Spain. It's just past 8 p.m. and that's not a joke. The Spaniards, they love to eat late. We had a lot of meat today, so we're going for some vegetables tonight. We're going to this famous place called the Maison de Champignons, the House of the Mushrooms. Let's go try it. So after a day of a lot of meat, it is time to get some vegetables into us, but this is not strictly vegetables. The House of Mushrooms, but they're famous for their stuffed mushrooms. They're stuffed with a stew of chorizo. This is a really cool restaurant. It's almost like a cave, some live music. He just stopped, but let me show you the beautiful button mushrooms here at Maison de Champignons. So mushrooms with a little piece of chorizo inside. You can see very oily, and there was a video on how to eat them. You gotta take it with 2 sticks at the same time, so you don't spill the juice. Oh my god. Those are phenomenal. That chorizo stew has so much flavor. It's tart, a little sour. The mushrooms are super tender. Here comes the music again. And then another thing they specialize into, sangria. Sangria and some stuffed mushrooms, not a bad way to end the day. They're so juicy. It's like a cup full of soup, and then you get a little bite of chorizo in there. Oh my god, those are awesome. That might be my favorite thing we've eaten all day. Yum. Gracias. Alright, we got more vegetables. This one's not stuffed with any meat though. These are the Citron peppers. So these little green peppers, fried. A little bit of salt on them, I think. Let's try one. sweet, not salty actually, a little bit bitter actually too. Yum. I needed some veggies after all that meat today, and that heavy tortilla. Even though technically there was potatoes in that tortilla, I don't think that counts. The peppers are a little bitter, so the move is definitely to go for a dunk in this chorizo sauce, stew sauce. The flavor of that is just incredible. Cool vibe in here too. A lot of fun here in Spain. What a way to end the night here in Madrid. Those were probably the best mushrooms I've ever had in my life. So delicious. That's my top recommendation from today, without a doubt. But everywhere we tried today was pretty good. So make sure to check the description box for all the different information for the places we visited today. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Chopstick Travel. Bye.